are some requirements to get into the tribe, but the requirements are not based on things that selection shouldn't be based on.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Okay.
Filming? Just pretend I'm not here, guys.
Oh, anthropology project.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So would you say there are some leaders in the group? Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, we set it up that way. There are the editors-in-chief who are kind of at the top of the chart. They are ultimately responsible for the paper, which is a good thing and can be a tough thing because they're responsible for success and failure and controversy. People get upset about stuff that's written, the editors-in-chief are. And then they're editors for each section. So it's definitely formalized. It's definitely formalized. I pick the editors-in-chief, but then they and I, so the three of us, pick the editors. So I want the editors-in-chief to have input on who those people should be, since it's going to be their team.
I see. Okay. But what are some of the rules of journalism?
The rules of journalism, wow. Not a lot of rules in terms of how the group operates. There's a lot of independence, but with independence comes responsibility. So,
Who's actually in a STEM class?
the kids have to learn to work together to get stuff done on time for each other. Not because there's a rule, but because if one person doesn't get something done, then the other person can't do his job. And so people are working together in collaboration. There are lots of rules about, turning stuff in and how it should be turned in and those kind of things. But I'm not sure those are the rules you're talking about. You're talking more about rules of interaction. Yeah. Treating each other with a respect. That's really important. People need to work together, solve conflicts. People don't always agree on stuff.
Yeah,
And when they don't agree, they need to figure out how to resolve it. I like them to try to resolve it themselves. If it's not being resolved, then I get involved and help them.
Speaking of which, what would you say your role is as advisor?
My role is as advisor. It's actually different. I have two roles in the class. One is as a teacher, and that's different than the advisor. The role of teacher is I'm teaching them good journalism, teaching them what to do. I'm grading them, doing all that. As advisor, I'm more like a coach. Because ultimately it's the student's voice, and it should be. The student paper should be the voice of the students. I will encourage them to do certain things. I'll try to show them why certain things would be a good thing to do, but I don't tell them to do certain things just because I want them to do it that way. I try to help them learn how to choose the right thing, use their good judgment on hard issues, controversial issues. Journalism always has judgment issues. Should we print this? Should we not print this? How should we talk about this subject? What's important? What's not important? Those kind of things require that, so I try to help them with that. But my goal is it's more like a coach. At the game time, the players have to go out in the field and play. And they get to play, and I don't. And that's the way it works.
Would you say there are some who are, say, more players than others, like get more involved?
Yeah, kids. Some kids are very comfortable with kind of doing things more on their own without being told, without having like some kind of instruction sheet on exactly what to do. In journalism, you have to create more of your own guidelines, get stuff done when you think you need to get it done, work with other people, have ideas, not just sit and wait to be told what to do. So certain kids do well with that. Certain kids don't. Certain kids kind of need to be told exactly what to do, and that generally means they won't do as well as someone who can take the ball and run with it.
So what is one thing that everyone in the group would you say? Is there one thing that everyone in the group has in common, unifies you, other than journalism itself?
That's a good question. They all tend to be good writers. They have to be. It's journalism. They have to write. So they tend to be good writers. The ones that do well in the class tend to care about the quality of the paper. They really care about publishing something that's really good and has an influence on the community, and shed light on kids who maybe don't, aren't seen or heard from much. So there's an element of pride in it, because when you get an article published, everybody knows whose it is. So there's a lot of pride in it. There's kind of a family feel. It's because we're all working together. There's a great deal of freedom. So there is kind of a family feel to it. Yeah.
Thank you.